Welcome back, yo.
There we
How y'all
go.
doing? Another day doing a podcast. We got a few topics to discuss with y'all. Welcome back. Hope y'all like, subscribe, follow the pages, follow the Instagrams. And we in here. What's up? How you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm doing good. It's good to be back potting. I know every time we're like, oh man, we're not gonna take a break. We're gonna be consistent from this point on.
Yeah.
Um, I guess let's just go ahead and get this bitch kicked off. DJ Mustard, you
Oh
wanna
yeah, with DJ Mustard.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I liked his album. Um, I know everyone, is perceived with the sales, at least from the sales perspective, that the album flopped. I think it
Uh-huh.
debuted at number three. Um, Nonetheless, I from what I've gotten from it, I liked it. It's just at this point in time, this was not something he needed to drop, bro. Like this was something
Mhm.
that if he could have dropped this a year from now, or even on the back end this year, I think it would have been better perceived. But this was the time I personally thought for those, those hits.
Yeah.
At the same time, if this is the album that he wanted to do, I'm glad he did it. I enjoyed it. But I felt like he had hits, and I know he could still produce hits, which is the reason why I'm kind of like, I think you missed an opportunity, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because you
You
have
know,
these big eyes on you right
you don't feel like he capitalized off of the not like us well
now.
enough?
Yeah, I think he did. That's why like, I'm kind of torn because I feel like he's already gotten what he needed off that because you can't never take that away from him. You can't take that away from him. You
Yeah.
can't take, you know what I'm saying? You can't take the
And
win
he's
away from him.
had,
Like,
and he had damn near about 5 years
facts,
he
like,
was running the game. Like he's a certified legend.
yeah. I was about to say, some would say, at least for me, I don't remember a house party without his beats playing. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has
Yeah,
a whole generation that, you know what I'm saying? We always gonna keep his albums. You know what I'm saying? People from like at least, I would say 1990, if not older, all the way up to about 2000, definitely
it's
peep,
gonna be
peep his
checking it
music.
out. I
Facts.
just
So,
the strange thing to me was one, and I feel like I'm typically in the loop of like when things are dropping.
right,
I didn't know what the release day was, which that could be on my like lack of being aware, but I don't feel like the album was promoted that well. I did see like
right.
when he did the like he rapped on a song and I seen the video for it and he's talking about his life and everything and that shit was super dope. But after that, the promotion, it didn't it didn't really like drag me in. And I also feel like with the Not Like Us, right? I think a lot of Kendrick fans started coming into the Mustard world, and then they did not get Kendrick on the Mustard out. Am I wrong? Kendrick wasn't on that.
Yeah, yeah. I tend to not think that way, but a
Okay.
lot of people do.
Hmm.
A lot of people do, and I can't fight that logic because it's like, oh, you made this, so you're probably gonna run it back. But it's
Yeah,
like,
and
not
I think that's what people were expecting because kind of how you're saying, like if this came a year later, like not so fresh off of Not Like
right.
Us, because
But
now,
again, it was lined up already, so who knows? This shit could have
yeah,
been turned in March. You know what I'm saying? And
type
it's just the
shit.
rollout was for July, and this situation happens. Kendrick uses his beat that he gave him. He made the beat in 30 minutes. He said it. So
Yeah,
this is probably not even something he thought, oh, this is gonna turn into this. You feel me?
yeah,
This was
no,
probably something he made and was like, okay, this slaps. Let me say this to Kendrick, think what he gonna do. And he made it, Thor's hammer, essentially, bro. Like, so
I just feel like it's like Mustard. You was at the pop out, you was in the video. I think niggas were supposed to get behind Mustard a little bit more. I understand Drake. They saying Mustard felt like Drake's DJ was dropping the same day as him, and why aren't people talking about Drake's DJ's numbers? I think it's fair, but also not fair because like if we're gonna be real, again, Mustard, we don't know in America. I never heard. I don't even know Drake's DJ's name. The guy who dropped
no.
the same day
I
as
think it's
Mustard.
the Gordo dude, right?
Gordo, boom. And he had a
Yeah.
couple of Drake records, and not saying
Hmm.
that, but for Drake records, they didn't really do much. People wasn't really listening to them.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't think Gordo had as much like hype as what Mustard had. I
Right.
think Mustard did a bad job of promoting his album. You can't really be mad at Drake for that. and I think that dragged us right into the tweets. And I'm gonna
Right.
read it off. He said Drake is the Malcolm X of white people and academics. Make sure you post Gordo season first week, since Drake thought he did a thing with making him drop the same day as me. I'm gonna let you know right now, Mustard. Gordo didn't take not one listen away from you, brother. He didn't. Drake may have tried doing something slimy by giving them records and maybe thought they was gonna pop, but they sounded like they was some Lucy records to me.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Yeah.
Drake was really trying to step on Mustard in that. I understand Drake is petty. I understand that.
Yes.
I understand Drake is like vengeful. So yeah, he could
Yeah.
have did some things, but I don't think Mustard that really stopped you from anything. We were
Facts.
me and you were just talking off camera. We know you for giving us hits and a good album, but there's not no like like that's what we used to. You give
Yeah.
us summer anthems. There wasn't one on this one.
Right.
You tried to do it with the Travis Scott record, which I like. I like the
Yeah.
parking lot record. I like that, but
That
it's
did something for him. But yeah, it's just. But I feel like again, the reason why that narrative can even play is because
mm-hmm.
recently you had that list of TD artists, Sir, Schoolboy Q,
Yeah,
that were not allowed in Canada. So it seems like something Drake is
it's
doing.
lining up. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I personally, I
Uh-huh.
personally take your side to it. Though. I feel like that's two different audiences of people. Like Gordo, I didn't really listen to his album, but I heard obviously the Drake tracks.
Mm-hmm.
When I listened to the Drake tracks, they were solid tracks. It was just like you said, they seemed like Lucy's, and not only that, he
Exactly.
makes like house music. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong, so
He
if I'm
does.
wrong, excuse me. But I
To
think
my
he makes house
knowledge,
music.
yeah.
So it's like that's a whole different genre. You know what I'm saying? Which I think there is certain people that are listening to both. Nonetheless, I don't think he's taking that many away from you. And I also think his argument, like you said, is kind of valid because it's like, dropping on the same night.
Mm-hmm.
Drake's expected to be on this album. Yeah, that could, the media kind of was rolling with that. When I was seeing that day when it was dropping, people were definitely putting the Drake tracks above all, you know what I'm saying? So I can see what
Yeah.
he's talking about, the little media things, but it's like, you had an opportunity to, like you said, to do maybe a better rollout, maybe have a better lead single or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think for if this is what he wanted to drop, but I still like it. I personally like it. I just think the hit element he kind of whiffed on, but at the same time, like we said earlier, they're not like us, it's still, you know what I'm saying? It's still Thor's hammer, bro. So it's like it's still Mjolnir. It's still nice. Like even
So
though it may be overplayed to some people, it's still,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's still what in the top five of
I'm
songs in
not
the world
sure.
right now.
I know
Our top 10.
it's still been on Billboard. I'm not positive
Exactly.
exactly where the placement is. There was some that you said that intrigued me earlier that I kind of have forgot about. Um, the TD artists and the concerts going over to Toronto. Um,
Right.
what are your thoughts on that? How do you feel about that? Like, what do you?
Um. Well, obviously, I can't feel no touch well on them cats, but nonetheless, like if I was them, I think you expect this. I if I'm on the stage with Kendrick, you know, saying A minor
Mhm.
at the apex. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? I'm in the forum. I'm in the music video. I expect something, bro. He's not gonna be cool with y'all.
yeah.
I personally don't think it's a Drake thing, though. I don't think Drake's actively over here doing this. I think it's more of Drake's camp. Because what
Hmm.
people don't get is like when somebody like Drake, right, that not really from the streets, but hangs around street people, you see this kind of thing play out all the time.
Yep.
And what happens is the crew has a mind of its own.
Hmm.
So I think this is something that maybe Chubbs or one of them cats was like, "Hey, no, we squashing everything. If they try to come out here, we not doing it unless it's like a Kendrick or something. We really can't.
Yeah, you
There's too
can't.
many actual fans for it to do it. Yeah, because Schoolboy Q shit was sold out. Sir shit was mostly sold out.
But those are
So it
going to
was
be in
like
smaller venues than what
exactly,
Kendrick's going to do a stadium. You can't stop the
exactly.
stadium.
You're not gonna stop the stadium. So it's like
Future and Metro, they're going to go to Toronto. it's gonna be a stadium.
exactly.
You can't stop
But
that
that's
now.
one. Hey, now if he stopped that one, now he got the vendetta. Now he's doing
Yeah,
this shit on purpose. At that point, now it's like it's
yeah.
all bets off, and now it might get scary out here.
At
Because
that
that's what
point,
I think. Yeah, that's what I think. Because when Schoolboy Q first heard it, when we first happened to Schoolboy Q, when he was messaging that, when he, I think he said on X, he was like, "Oh, don't cry, if somebody get hurt." Hopefully, he didn't say nothing like that, but I think it was something along the lines of that. Like, bro, I'm glad he took that shit back because I was like, oh shit, like, bro, it can get ugly out here, bro. LA
yeah.
is really, really bad, bro. Like, people don't get when you go to baggage claim, bro. That woman, that cousin, that auntie that's about to be doing your baggage claim, bro. They see you. All it takes is one text, and this whole city know you out here, bro.
And
And they
see,
gonna know where you going and all so like, bro, no, it's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all.
and that the thing is, I think Drake is. I know people be like, oh, the John F. Kennedy got popped, like the president got touched. Who I think Drake one knows how to move. He's gonna move
Right.
smart. He's still tapped in. I'm sure he's still tapped in with people in LA. Like I know Game love him. Like he's gonna be straight, and then vice versa. Kendrick's gonna be able to go to Toronto. He's gonna be able to do whatever he wants. But
Yeah.
I do think that the difference is that I guess Drake has that whole country. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
when you go,
Essentially.
like he's basically the prime minister. Like
Yeah.
he runs shit there. Like
Exactly.
there's plenty of niggas that basically they ain't never had a chance, they ain't ever had an opportunity, and Drake got you on. You're gonna like, bruh, you ain't gonna bite the hand that feeds you. You gonna make
Right.
sure he's good, and they gonna make same way USA. It's gonna be like,
But
hey, nigga, we nothing to play with. We ain't soft. Toronto, they trying to hold that up too, I think.
facts.
And
Obviously. Because you have something like you have a state like California, especially with a city like Compton, bro, that's so,
yeah,
kind of mythical and hip hop over, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
Like this super grimy spot where it's palm trees and crack pipes and you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it's crazy shit happen. Niggas saying boys, boys in the hood, Menace to Society, shit like that. And now the biggest artist or one of the biggest artists from that region has dissed your artist. And now everyone thinks you're soft just off the pure legacy of where this
yeah.
person's
Where
from.
Kendrick's from?
So exactly. So I can see where people want to jump out. But I personally, again, maybe it's just my optimism.
Uh huh.
I don't think niggas are on that. I don't think niggas gonna go up there and throw bottles like they do with Pusha T and shit because that
Yeah,
really doesn't have anything to do with Schoolboy King. Now, if they
exactly.
did, that's when I'm like,
It's up.
I don't know, Drake. You gotta really like talk to your people at that point because this could get dangerous. Because even like you were saying, I think Drake gonna move to LA regardless. If he's in LA or in Los Angeles, he's gonna be fine regardless. But what I think what a lot of people don't realize is it's gonna box him in, and they're gonna know that because there's
Mhm.
still certain places he's gonna want to go. He's gonna want to go to these certain clubs and areas that are really close in Los Angeles, where it's like that's a no go. Bro. Yes, you can come with 50 security guards, but it'll be 200 whatever's
Yeah.
out
I
there,
I
bro.
mean,
And it's
anytime you playing in a away game, it's gonna be tough. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
you feel me? Like
But
you're gonna have to definitely be on your P's and Q's for a while,
if
and you're gonna have to
we know that, Drake knows that. And the one thing I will
facts.
say, and I ain't trying to sound like a Drake Venger here, but the one thing is he had that beef with Meek, and he went to Philly. You feel me? I mean, he performed at the Wells Fargo Center, but
Right,
it's like and that was at a time Meek was touching up people like Quentin Miller. I love Quentin. You know, he at the Nike store, Meek hopping out on Safari on
facts.
the classic one, and you see Safari face. Meek was hopping out on boys, trying to get boys touched. He couldn't get to Drake at that point in time. And that's the thing. I think, like how I was saying earlier, Drake moved like a prime minister. So
Yeah, no, I get
that
you. It's just
that spot, no, I'm saying like that spot you were saying, like he can't go. No
yeah,
matter
he
how
just can't. He
for the
can't.
exact
There's
reason
certain
you're
spots.
saying. For the exact reason you're saying, because you got 50 bodyguards. But the people in LA, they know they know you want to come here. So we gonna be here all night. They gonna take shifts. Boys ain't
Bro,
got
it's all
nothing.
day.
Boys ain't got nothing
Facts.
better to do.
Facts. And then it's like, you're pause. And I really hope none of this ever happens. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, people
Because it'd be
forget.
stupid.
And I don't think facts. And I don't think people understand. And this is what scares me. Is like, When it name the city with the most when it comes to famous artists, like the top of the top.
Yeah.
LA is a place they go and hey, you become a mortal man, bro. And it's like they're like I can't stress it enough because the difference, like you said with Philly and stuff, I don't know how they go. But even with Los Angeles, I'm not from Los Angeles. I just have family from there. Before
Yeah.
they told me how it moves, it's like, bro, and you can see this, and definitely in the music and in the culture if you're around it. These motherfuckers move their whole factions, bro. Like this is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you said Game likes you, but Game's only a certain flag of that faction. You can see these
Yep.
as pirates. He's only one small group of pirates. If the rest of the pirates don't fuck with you, even Game gonna look at you like there's nothing I can really do. Because
Yeah.
they're gonna look at him and say, hey, bro, we're going to get him. That's gonna be ended. You feel me? I don't think Game would be no, punk or nothing. Nonetheless, being against 50 men, bro, we all, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
all are but one. You feel me?
That's it. That's what
Like,
it
you know
comes
what I'm
down
saying?
to.
So that's why, but to transition to what you were saying earlier about Big Sean, I
Oh,
wanted to ask you, actually one of your favorite artists, what do you think about him pushing his album back, bro? With the whole, Drake Honey Gigs thing? Well, I
yeah.
don't think it's Drake Honey Gigs, but
That's
whatever it
one of
may
your
be, it
theories.
made him push his album. That's one of my theories.
So one theory I do have, and this might be a big Sean fan in me, but
Hmm.
I know that like I don't know if it was exactly a Kanye fan that leaked a lot of the album, but I know
Yeah,
that at that point he's like, "Fuck, I got to get the album out." So I feel like at a certain point he started getting rushed because right after that we got the video with the Alchemist, and then he dropped a song that was leaked on there, and
right,
he's been promoting the album, and I feel like at this point, he realized, okay, you know what? They already leaked it. I don't need to rush.
right,
That's what I'm taking it as. Is at first he saw the leak, he was like, "Fuck, I got to get it out," and then he was like, "You know what? We just gonna go with what was intended." I don't think the Drake 100 gigs like pushed it back, but just to talk about that for a second, it did give me like an appreciation for and I think Drake did a great job of like putting out all this classic stuff because then it makes you
yeah,
realize like, damn,
yeah.
this is why I fucked with Drake.
That's
Like
one of the greatest PR statements I've ever seen anyone do. This nigga said, "Get everything we ever recorded. We gonna make a documentary in this hole, and we gonna take them past their childhood." Essentially, that's what he did. Oh, he got he had clips all the way from Take Care to
yeah.
now.
And
One thing I will
you're
say,
watching it, like I'm on Twitter and I'm just seeing
yeah,
different clips and I'm like, oh, this is hard, this is hard. And it kind of shows you like the dedication he does have for the like
exactly.
he does love
He
music.
does respect this. Yeah, he does respect this. He does do positive things. But that's one of those things. I don't want to harp on this too long with Drake, but that's one of
Yeah.
the things with Drake is like he's the person that he's ASB president, bro. He's a really nice person when he
Yeah.
comes off, right? Nonetheless, when he has an opportunity to, get a one up on something,
He gonna
he's
get
the
that one
person
up.
that goes right behind your friends and be like, "Hey, bro, this nigga be doing this, he be saying that." So you be wondering why the energy off, and it's because this whole time, bro, doing it just to get another foot up. But again, you see him as a really nice guy. Nonetheless, it's like, bro, his sins are the reason why he's here. That's the hard part of him doing something like that. Because for me, it's like, as a Drake fan, I appreciate it. Nonetheless, bro, it's time for you to grow.
Yeah.
That is my thing for him. It's like, bro, I want to see growth, some kind of growth. Like I need a song where you're like, you know what? I got my ass whooped. It is what it is. You win some, you lose some. I'm moving on. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's fuck that, fuck that nigga, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, you are accepting it, getting up and moving forward. Right now, it just keeps on like you almost giving me because that's what scared me.
Hmm.
And I think this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this too is like him doing that seemed amazing, but it made me realize what he used to be.
Yeah. and what he's grown
It,
into.
bro, it made me realize like you were that guy. You had it, bro. But where did it go wrong? That's what happened to me when I watched all that shit. I'm like, where did it go wrong?
Yeah,
Like, where did it not click? Where you went from someone that was, wasn't emotionally intelligent, had issues, sensitive, overreacts, angry, kind of teenager, young adult person, to showing growth in Nothing Was the Same, of getting
yeah.
past some of
Great
these kind
album.
of demons,
Great album.
right? To go to another thing where it's like, you got your chest out, it's your victory lap of sorts, to always being in the party. Like, there was a point where Jay-Z could make a party record for just party. It would have to be a record, and then if they played in the club, bet.
Yeah,
It couldn't be just a party record no more because Jay-Z, we perceived him as too old. Because I think this is the first generation where you're not getting the too old arguments. You remember that, bro? I
yeah,
remember when Wayne
yeah,
got like 32
yeah.
and niggas was like, it's almost time for him to hang it up, bro.
Yeah, man. I think, but that's the
So,
thing. We hadn't seen the artists age, and I think like now that you see, like, okay, Jay-Z's dropping great albums, Nas is still dropping great albums, M is still dropping good albums. It's like, okay, you can be old and rap. Like, you remember Game, what in One Blood? He's like, you 30 and you still rapping? Ugh.
like, come on,
Like
come
that's the
on.
era we come from, and
Yeah,
now it's like, and which I think that's good that we can still have rappers that are getting older and keep dropping fucking classic
facts,
albums. But
facts.
I don't know, bro. And then even seeing the cover arts for like other albums that like alternative cover arts that Drake had ideas for. Like you said, it
Some of
kind of
them he shouldn't have released, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
you
Some of
wasn't
them did
fucking with
not
them.
help the. No, they just didn't help the argument. They wasn't bad. It's just,
The certified lover boy, what
bro.
that
You
was
seen the one
wild.
where it's like
Yeah.
he's like him in the corner, and there's like a bunch of naked
Yeah.
girls, and
Yeah. That was the
I'm
certified lover
like,
boy.
I'm like, bro, like you just, you know what I'm saying? And then it's already bad enough. You in your R&B bag, you know? He said
Hmm.
that. He said that. So it's just certain shit where it's like that's the art of dealing with the whole beef. It's like, bro, you went against someone that like Kendrick that this nigga's really good at the one-liners, bro. He got niggas really going around talking about what is it, the braids? Like he got niggas really
Yeah.
doing that, bro. So
And I
it's
think
like it's gonna be hard
And
to
that's the
just
crazy thing
maneuver.
is, like, I feel like 2015 Drake, he would have had something for that though. He would have had like a crazy one-liner.
Exactly. But I think during some of
Is
the
it a
time,
world tour or is it a girl tour? Like
right.
he knew how to do it, man. But also, like you said, it's okay to lose, And it's I'll get back to my boy Sean real quick. It's okay to lose,
Right.
Drake. Sean, I think he's rapping well. I do think Sean, and as a big Sean fan and as watched him go over the years, I think he is who he is though at this point. Like, I don't think there's nothing that this album's gonna do that pushes people to think that Sean is as elite as the elites are. Because I feel like he's already done it in the past. He's shown it. He's shown it on Eminem records. He's shown it on Drake records. He's shown it on records with Jay-Z and Kanye. He's shown it on a record with Kendrick, but we won't talk about it. You know, he's shown, and then also I
Ah,
wanted Chris on this episode because Sean said it to Charlemagne that Kendrick called him. Sean ain't ever apologized. Chris was pushing that fucking narrative. It was after Nip had died. They had squashed it as men,
yeah.
which is cool. But my nigga Sean didn't apologize, so he not J. Cole.
No, I respect it. I
But
respect that even Kendrick apologized to him. I ain't gonna hold you
no,
because if
it's on
it
some man shit. But
facts,
my
if the
whole
track got out and shit, it is what it is. I hit you, nigga. I
my
might as well apologize.
my whole point though is that if Sean was gonna go for that elite spot, be a top three, stop being the questionable fourth or fifth, right? As far as the blogging era hip hop artist. And I love Sean. This is a big Sean fan. He had to do that after Dark Sky. And I decided it was a great ass album.
Yeah,
And then you're gone. Mental health, whatever. And I'm not saying whatever as dismissing it, but you were
right.
gone. During that time, Drake Kendrick and Cole were still coming. And at that point, you kind of got you're not at the Wale status of things. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not at the ASAP. I think maybe Sean and ASAP Rocky might be around the same level of hotness right now.
I don't feel. I feel like Big Sean is still a. This damn. This gonna sound crazy, but I think Big Sean right now is still more relevant than ASAP Rocky because he's more. At least to me, he's more in the collective. I felt like even though Big Sean, he took this break. I don't
Yeah.
feel like it was that long since I've
Well,
heard Big
I
Sean.
wanna I wanna say Detroit 2, bro, came out in 2020 or 2021. So it's been 3 to 4
Right.
years.
It was real close after Nip
Eh,
died. I don't know that much.
Well,
So
I
yeah.
decided dropped in 2017. Like I feel like he takes,
Okay. Yeah, he does take a little bit too much
you
time
know what I
and
mean? Like, and don't
yeah.
get me wrong, Kendrick takes time. Everybody gets on Kendrick for that. But at the same time, after Kendrick took time, so this is the thing. Sean took time from Dark Sky to I Decided. Why?
Right.
Because Dark Sky was crazy, had hits on hits, and those records continued to live. Not saying I Decided didn't live, but nigga, Kendrick took a break after Damn. We
Yeah.
know we know what Damn did. You
It's
could
still
take
in there. It's
you
still in
could
the top two.
it's still playing. You feel me? So you
Yeah.
could you could drop a Damn and disappear for 3 years and tour Damn like crazy.
Right.
I decided, unfortunately, as good of an album it is, it didn't do that much culturally in the hip hop world to carry Sean, to Detroit 2. And Detroit 2 was amazing, but
Facts.
not great enough to carry you to this. So I feel like we're just kind of getting the same shit, even though he's rapping great. I still think Sean could rap with the best of them, but when it comes to it, he can.
Yeah, because
There's no way he
he
can't. Go
my
ahead.
thing is
No, no.
this. The issue is this. How can he? That's the fucked up part is
What you
he
mean?
could rap with the best of them. He
Yes.
don't live their life though, bro. That's the
What
problem.
what you mean?
He don't
What you
nigga
mean?
so prime example, Kendrick. Kendrick is a nigga where it's like if you met Kendrick in person, he'd weird you out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be cool with him, but you would be like, this is not the nigga you really want to test because this can go completely left. You don't know where this nigga gonna go take it to. Nonetheless, he's a cool talking person. He
Yeah.
has a family, he's well adjusted, but it's just something about this nigga where it's like if he gotta go there, he'll probably can't. He's just that odd guy. Sean is a nigga that's living. I ain't gonna hold you. Some men's dreams, bro. This nigga's married to Janae Eco, bro. This nigga
Yeah.
has 2 kids with Janae Eco, and he lives with that every day, bro.
Amazing.
I don't you like nigga. There's only so much. In the words of Dana White, it's only so much a nigga want to get up and keep, chopping wood, bro. After when you get so much, you see
No.
that house he did that freestyle in.
Yeah.
His wife burning sage, bro, burning
Yeah.
sage in the crib. He
Yeah.
got kids running around.
Yeah.
It's
He living
hard to
good.
want to get up. Come on, it's hard to get up and do that when you're not hungry, bro. You're not. You
But
get
that's
3 square meals a day. You ain't got to do shit. You can live on the beach, bro. Like
yeah.
this is, and
But
even I'm not even big enough Sean fan as you are, but I know
yeah.
this nigga. To me, him and J. Cole are a lot similar because they're the last of the old generation.
Yep.
They're the last pupils, but for some reason they were shunned. And it's funny enough, one's a Kanye pupil and one's a Jay Z pupil, and they
Yeah.
were kind of shunned. No one really paid attention to them like that. They kind of grew on their own, right?
Yes. And
And they just kind of were given some help. But that's why I feel like with Sean has to realize like J. Cole, where it's like love Kendrick, love Drake. I personally think J. Cole probably has the best life out of any rap I've ever seen in my life. This man can ride down the street on a bicycle and then go buy a Cybertruck for the fuck of it. You live the best life. You got
yeah.
kids, you got a wife, you have all the money you would ever need, right? And you're
Successful
good. And this is
label.
before 40. Come on, this is before 40, and you have plenty of people to carry your name into legend. Real shit.
Nigga just get the
JID
hoop.
being one of
Nigga just get the
them.
hoop.
Facts. So it's like, bro, he probably has the best life. So I think if Big Sean made an album similar to him where he realizes like, hey bro, no offense, I'm fucking winning. Like
But
I get
see,
it that y'all want that, but I'm winning.
and I
Cause
think
that's my thing.
that's
Go
what
ahead.
this album's gonna be. I think with Detroit too, I remember when it came out, I remember my little sister, she was like, why is he trying to be like Kendrick now and talk about all these things? And I'm like, bro, Sean been talking about shit.
Yeah.
The last time y'all could say Sean wasn't rapping about shit was probably Finally Famous. But even then he was rapping about shit. Like, I just think it was more like how y'all say corny back then. He was younger. But like since Dark Sky of Paradise, or we could even say since Detroit, excluding Hall of Fame, he ain't missed.
Yeah.
He hasn't missed. And every time he gets on a record, he is flexing that nigga he can rap with the best of them. And that's why
And
and my argument used to be that Sean was better than Kendrick. I thought it would happen. I thought he would kind of how you said Drake was staying at the same. I thought he would just pass and show niggas and whoop some ass. And he had an opportunity to do it and he didn't fade Kendrick. And it's down. And then J. Cole, he had his fan base. J. Cole had it on lock. So you had the top three being Kendrick, Cole, and Drake, whatever order you like to put them in. And
right.
then you had your dudes that were on the outskirts. And I feel like
Yeah.
them outskirts have gone further and further out. It's not even comparable. Like
Yeah, it's not.
even after this beef, the J. Cole
Yeah.
and Kendrick conversation is totally different now. You can't
Yeah.
even compare. Like, remember a year ago, me and you could have a heated ass argument about J. Cole and Kendrick. We can't have that same argument today.
Yeah, I didn't want to listen. I told y'all, bro. I said this shit. I said this shit the whole time. I said he's rapping like that because he can really rap, but he's just rapping. The difference is when you're going against someone, this nigga, I don't get it. The nigga was in an, a normal park doing burpees and dickies in a black shirt with a fitted in the middle
Psycho.
of the summer, bro,
Psycho.
listening to oldies through his phone speaker, bro. He is worth 90 million, dog. Like, come on, and I bet you it's one of his phones that he offer where it's nothing but three apps on that bitch, bro.
Yep.
Somewhere to call, a voicemail, and whatever music app he needs. That's
Mm-hmm.
it, bro. So you dealing with this nigga is a completely different, you know what I'm saying? Is a completely different thing. This is dealing with Einstein. This is dealing with someone that you would perceive as a quote unquote genius. Even I don't see Kendrick that way, but he's seen as a genius in a way. He's gonna be very particular in how he strikes you. Look how he did it with Drake.
I just think my thing was with Kendrick is that like a lot of people would be like one of my favorite lines from the beef was because it's how I felt all this time when Drake said Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody give him a Grammy right now. Like how I was feeling was that you had so someone like you're a real rap fan. It made sense. But
Right.
you had so many casuals that just hopped on the Kendrick train during Damn
Mm-hmm.
that out and just he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, da da da, this and that. And me looking as an MC and a rapper, I'm like, there are niggas that can rap just as good as him.
Yes.
And that was my mistake on I'm not, and you know, you're big on the rap battle scene.
Right.
I'm not thinking rap battle. I'm
Right.
thinking, I'm looking at bars, I'm looking at pen, I'm looking at lyrics, multi-syllable rhyme schemes. I'm just looking at the record and saying, wow, whether it be
Yeah.
Drake, J. Cole, Big Sean, I can even throw Wale in there. They can rap just as good as this guy.
Right.
What am I missing? And then I think during the beef was when I had to give it up. And then I even had to say, like, okay, it made me have to go listen, not saying that I wasn't actively listening to the old Kendrick albums and stuff. But I was like, okay, maybe when niggas were saying one line means 85 million things on To Pimp a
Right.
Butterfly, maybe these niggas was right. It
Right.
made me do that because during the beef, it looked like nigga every line. Oh, this means this, and back in 1922, someone wore a shirt like
Yeah.
this, and this is
Let
what
me
Kendrick.
let
Talk
me
on it.
say something real quick as a Kendrick fan.
Thank you.
Niggas give him a lot more credit than what he deserves. I ain't gonna hold you because this is still just for lack of a better term, a regular nigga. I think he definitely reads and gets his intelligence on, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term. But I don't think he, ride the vine, the stars align, you know what I'm saying? Seven was the magic number. I don't think he's doing that. I think what he's doing
Hmm.
is, especially like with 616, right?
Hmm.
When he's saying like, he's
My favorite song in the whole
r-
beef.
her. So he was saying like he was these angels and shit. His I think what did he say? My circadian rhythm goes by like a shooting stars in the same pace as a shooting star, shit like that. I
Hmm.
think that's just him in his artistic bag because people forget that.
Thank
And
you.
he learned how to rap through poetry. He didn't really rap normal. That's what people don't get is like he started his poetry class and shit. He's
Yeah.
been this way since he was young. There are
Yeah.
teachers that were like when he was 8 years old, he could write a whole, poem in less than 15 minutes, shit like that, where it's like he's always been talented for this,
Yeah.
right? So, and I don't want to do this too long, but with Kendrick, the thing is this. What people don't get is this, and this is something I learned about Kendrick when I first started listening to him way back in like 2009, 10-ish. He can make a story in his albums or movies.
Yeah.
That is
They're
a
very
story of
cinematic.
which he's telling. You allowed a storyteller, right, to get their hands on any kind of story, it's a rap. In battle rap, we call these anglers, right?
Hmm.
So T Top, other rappers of the sort, Charlie Clips is a big one that does this, where he'll take something like you working at McDonald's, right, and flip it on his head and show you how you only worked at McDonald's. I swear to God, you're gonna leave here and go right to the shit. And he's gonna make everyone in that room believe that you really work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Niggas are gonna walk up to you afterwards and say, "Do you really work at McDonald's?" And you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
"No, nigga, like he just said that." But that's what Kendrick did. It didn't matter if it's true or not. That's what people were looking at.
Yeah.
Once he started saying shit about his kids, he was like, "Oh, this it's all bets
It's up
off."
in the
So now
air.
I can really do this. So now you give me a story, you give me these tools, and say, do something about it. That's what you said on Taylor Made. You said, do something about this. I'll give you ammo. Here, take it. Do what
Mhm.
you gonna do with it. He said, bet I'm gonna make the biggest gun in the world, and I'm gonna fake you out. I'm gonna shoot you with the small one. And then each time I shoot you, I'm gonna just get bigger and bigger with the gun. And the final one, you're gonna expect something small, and I'm gonna blow your fucking head.
Yeah, and make
And
sure
that's
that
what
the
he did.
story sticks.
You feel me? But I do want to get back to Sean because I'll say this for Sean. I think what I was saying earlier about like him having what most men really want, I would say.
Hmm.
I don't know how his relationship is, but it seems like it's going well now. I know they had like a rough patch or something like that back in the past, but for the most part, seemed like she's an amazing woman he's with. That as a person that's in a really good relationship, I'll tell you, bro, it makes it really hard to go out here and, beyond what you need to do for your
Yeah.
family, right? To chop wood on some extra shit. You feel me? Like, because every other second of the day is really given to your family or given to your significant other. So it's like it's hard to just go out here and be like, oh, I'm in the studio to this, because people forget that when when uh when Kendrick left for the 5 years, right? His son was just born. People forget that. Like, bro, he
Yeah.
just had a son. So
And,
I bet you he looked up at 3 years and was like, "Oh shit, I ain't dropped an album in 3 years." So like,
type
I bet
shit.
you it was something like that.
And
So it's the same
sometimes
thing with him.
as an artist, you got to live. And then also, I know that, as a fan, I might have bigger projections for you of what I want, right? Like,
Right.
I want to see you here. Like, it was even with the J. Cole thing. It may have not been good for J. Cole to even get into the beef, but as a fan, I wanted to see it. I've been talking shit all this time. I want to see it go down. And I wanted to see Sean get that shine. At a certain point, you look back at everything you achieved, you know what I mean? And you have to be okay with that. You know what I mean? And I
You got to
think,
accept it.
yeah. And that's why, like, it's like when he drops the album, I'm still gonna support, still gonna listen. And I know
Right.
it's still gonna be growth, but I'm not comparing him to Kendrick no longer. You know what I mean? It's not, and I might be crazy. I might have been the only nigga comparing them to him, but
Yeah.
you know me, I'm cool with a hot take. I'll live with it.
Nah, yeah.
You know what I
Nah, I
mean?
get you.
I live with
Yeah,
it.
because what people don't know, damn, we gonna open this topic again. It is what it is. But what people don't know is like Drake was never the king. He usurped the throne when Kendrick left.
You
When
think so?
Kendrick left, and bro, if you go and look
Okay,
at
go
it,
ahead, go ahead.
Damn, right? So after he dropped Damn, Kendrick was pretty consistent throughout that time. He took it, 2, maybe 3 years, but for the most part, he was pretty
He
consistent.
had the
And he
Black
did his
Panther.
normal features. You feel me?
Yeah,
You will see him on at least 1 or 2 songs a year. He'll be in the conscience. He was more. So after Damn, right? Damn showed because I said the album the other day. I swear to God, I think like 70% of the album is in the top 100 when it first came out. Like, bro,
yeah,
it's so many hits on there, it's ridiculous. So that was his first. I can do what Drake does, right? I
yeah,
can do what y'all consider pop, so on and so forth. I can do it. I can make those hits. When that happened, though, I think it happened, and when he left to one, find himself, two, I think make himself better, and three, his children. I think when he was talking about Mr. Morales and shit, when he was saying Whitney was gone and all that shit, I personally think maybe not during that time, but definitely in like Paper Butterfly era. Oh yeah, I'll tell you right now, as a Kendrick fan from being that long, nigga, people forget he made Whoop De Whoop, Blase Blah. Like that shit was about his girl, Paul. Nigga, like
mm-hmm,
shut the fuck up. Like that's about dealing with your girlfriend or dealing with somebody that's annoying you at the time. You feel me?
mm-hmm,
A friend, whoever it is. Like those kind of songs he did make. You feel me? Like nigga, he was a
yeah,
normal rapper before he decided to change his style. So it's like nigga, he was still a regular human dogging out, probably cheating, all kind of shit. So he probably took a
yeah,
little time. But during that time, nigga, if you go look back, when it came to hits and shit, people forget. I think, and I could be wrong, but Drake's first big hit, or number one, I'm pretty sure Rihanna gave it to him. With
okay. So
Work.
that's his first number one with Work, right? But
Right.
this is the interesting thing for me. I feel like there's two important albums that were missing. Like if we were doing MVP seasons, right? To Pimp a Butterfly probably it's great, and it's my favorite Kendrick album.
Right.
Got a ton of Grammys for it. You know what I mean? But if you remember, if we're talking MVP seasons, damn near, like if we're doing, because I don't feel like Kendrick took I feel like Drake had the throne until Kendrick took the throne with Damn. Like to the purest hip hop heads, Kendrick got it at Good Kid, Mad City. I ain't gonna lie to you with that. But
And
if
that's what I'm saying. So
yes,
when it came, not to cut you off, but that's what I was saying was
mm-hmm,
like when it came to the culture of hip hop, Kendrick was given that back in Good Kid, Mad City, and
yeah,
that was where it was hung at.
but
Everyone knew Drake existed. It's the
mm-hmm,
same thing to me. It's the same thing with like R&B and the Weeknd.
yeah,
Weeknd is R&B, and you can kind of call him the king of R&B, but he really is the king of pop because
mm,
that's the genre he wants to be in.
yeah,
Drake is like that to me, where it's like Drake's a rapper, but he's a pop artist, right?
yeah,
So when it came to doing the elements, plus being able to have commercial success, Kendrick was the one that was given the throne. When it came to hip
correct.
hop culture, we seen Drake, we respected Drake. Drake was a hit maker. Drake could be top five, all the other shit. But we
But
knew at the time
yeah, yeah.
Kendrick's that guy, though, bro.
So
You feel me?
that's but see, this is the thing. I think it was that Good Kid, Mad City. To Pimp a Butterfly drops. I think it dropped in March. Don't know when.
Yeah, March. Yeah, March of
2015.
2015. Yeah.
Well, we're forgetting. If you're reading this too late, I think that drops in February, right?
Yes.
That album, that album, fucking classic, right? Then we get the whole,
Facts.
oh, Ghostwriter. Now, this is when people think it's done. And I think this is when Drake actually gets the respect of a lot of hip hop heads and starts going after that crown. Because
Exactly.
the street dude that they were prompting up all this time, Meek, they nigga backed by Jay-Z, backed by Ross, everybody trying to
Facts.
push Meek.
Facts.
Drake slices his head off.
Yeah. In
You
front of everybody.
you had the ghostwriter allegations and you couldn't finish this man off.
Exactly.
I feel like
Because he didn't know
boom.
how to use it.
And then he drops Views, where you have all the hits, all this. So I feel like 2015, 2016, those were some MVP years, and he feeling he on top of the world. Then
Facts.
2017 comes around. And then
Yes,
that's when it's Damn versus More Life. Damn outsells you. It's more critically acclaimed. At that point, I feel like that's when Kendrick got the crown back, disappears. And when he disappears, of course, Drake is always going to be out here. So then
yeah,
people are feeling like, where has he been? Mr. Morale
yeah,
ends up dropping, and niggas are like,
exactly.
ooh. And this is when the battle has to happen because we don't know. And now we
Because
know.
my thing is, my mindset is this, at least from
Uh-huh.
my my version of how things went is Kendrick left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you listen to Kendrick music, I'll make this quick.
Yeah.
It's just you can tell he's been trying to find a way to talk to his people, right?
Yeah.
Black people, whatever you want to call it. He wants to talk to his people. And there's always been a disconnect because Kendrick don't go to the clubs. He's not looking to be in the club. He's looking
Mm-hmm.
to enlighten. He's looking to, help you get more intelligence. He's helping you get more positive in life, shit like that. So at least that's what he's trying to lean to. So it's always been a disconnect. I seen the battle in a way of like Kendrick saying, "There's no other way. I've tried to be nice.
Yeah.
I've tried to write. I've tried to do this, that. Y'all won't listen. The only way y'all listen is if blood is shed. And who is the biggest man in this room? Drake was that. And I
Yeah.
think that's the reason why you get like that. Because I think when he seen first person shooter, it was like Nemo when the blood dropped in the motherfucking ocean. He was with the sharks, bro.
This is my opportunity.
Like
This is
it
my
was
opportunity.
like boom. It's that moment. Oh, this is what you want. Oh, I can make this happen now. Bet. Because if he does it by himself on a straight, niggas say he money. I bet you. If he did some shit like that, motherfuckers like, why can't Drake doing that? He's trying to be relevant, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he had to wait for the opportunity. But that's what I think this is. I don't think it's anything more than that. I think it's simple. He wants to put out a message. This is the way y'all listen. All right, here we go. And it happened, and it is what it is. But I feel like with Sean just like J. Cole. That's why it's hard. Because even like you were saying, you were describing his catalog. Same thing could be said about J. Cole. Same
Yeah.
shit could be said about J. Cole. People say J. Cole had bad albums and shit. For most people that are really, hip hop fans, I don't want to divide nobody, but most
Yeah.
people, I know at least, fuck with more than three of his albums.
Oh yeah.
So
But Twitter will have you thinking different.
come on. So it's like it's the same shit with Sean. Because remember, when you met me, I thought I didn't like Sean at all. And so we
Yeah.
really start listening to him. And I'm like, yeah, this nigga actually can rap. Like, he's actually pretty fucking good. Nonetheless, it's just that's how the internet will do you. You
Yep.
feel me? The internet will get you out of here. So it's like that's my whole issue with that. But I don't know, man. Like with Sean, I see it as that. And the same thing with with J. Cole, it's like, bro, the way he picked Simba was amazing. Because people forget about Simba. Simba came back to the Pride not because he wanted to kill Scar, but because he had to protect his father's legacy. There was bigger things than him just going and beating somebody ass for a purpose of beating somebody ass. It
Yeah.
was a purpose of keeping things in the right order. There was a circle of life that had been in balance from Scar's reign.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything that was just easy like a regular street fight. And this is a hot take I have, and I wanted to ask you this because I don't know if you've seen, but when he was doing that drop, he threw a little joke out there in J. Cole defense when he was like, "Oh, you remember that time J. Cole lost his phone and people calling Jay Z from it,
Yeah.
and
I
Jay Z
saw
didn't
I saw
answer."
on the burner. Yeah, Drake just
I
being
ain't even going.
petty.
So you seen it, but you
Being
seen it, right?
petty.
But
Yep.
I see it as this: who say Drake don't see it right now and see, okay, I just lost to Kendrick, but I need a W. J. Cole ain't gonna say shit.
J. Cole gonna
What
say
if
something.
what if he do it?
If Drake start bullying on him, that's probably the best. That's probably the best scenario as a Cole fan. Like, go get you a little W, nigga. Go get you
Do
a
you think
dub.
do you think Cole would respond if he go like
If
if he hit
it's,
him with a push up?
I feel like yeah, he would. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want to do it because I think him and Drake are legitimately friends. But if he got to do it, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I put my faith in that nigga before. I'm not gonna do it again. So whatever that nigga, however his heart feels on that day, We'll see.
I
But
think, and the funny shit is, I personally think J. Cole will walk out into that battle zone, slice his head off, and walk right out the room. I personally think that. The reason why I think that is,
mhm.
like I said earlier, Kendrick, you hit Kendrick. Kendrick fell and looked at you like, damn, you the bro. Drake hitting you after you hit Kendrick for him,
Yeah.
that's the difference. That's what people don't get. That's a call to order. That's the difference. That's your scar. You feel me?
Yeah.
Nigga, you did
Now you
something
gotta
for
do it.
him. Facts. Now you gotta do it. With Kendrick, it was like, nah, y'all want me to do it. This, no, you told me to, build these songs with you. We were so cool. We was hanging out. Shit happened to you, and you want to be mad at me. That's why I thought that was weird. Like, yeah, it's a funny joke or whatever. It's kind of raunchy, but it's like, bro, it's just
Yeah,
in
you
bad
can't be doing
taste
that to your
with the
mans.
situation, right? This is a bad
Yeah.
taste. And the whole time J. Cole felt some type of way, not me. You've been doing that the whole
Yeah.
time. So it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Sneak dishes. And
That's
it's
a
like,
weird
that's my
one.
whole thing.
That's a
That's my whole
friendship
thing.
I don't want to be broken up. I hope, they can
Yeah.
reconcile it. But
But you
I was
can't
gonna tell
trust
you,
somebody like
I
Drake
gotta
though, bro.
I gotta swoop someone. So
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to end this one. Let's hit us with this little outro right quick, brother.
Like, subscribe, follow content. Hopefully next time we'll be able to record sooner because we still got to get to that training camp.
Yep, and
But
Olympics.
exactly in the Olympics. But we'll get back to y'all soon. Like, subscribe, follow the channel.
More
Leave us a
episodes
comment.
coming.
We always love to interact, bad or good. Show us ways that we can improve and follow all of our social medias. You guys have a great day. Hope to see y'all soon.
Head ass. All right. Appreciate you,
Yeah.
my brother.
All right, family.
All right. I'm gonna
Go.
hit you.